So number 5, we will solve by factoring. And I see that there's only 2 terms. So when there's only 2 terms, you cannot solve using the factor x. So we don't need that. So what I usually look for is when I see only 2 terms, I start thinking it's probably a GCF problem. And I see this 4 breaks into 2 and 2. And then x squared is x and x. 6 is 3 times 2. And an x. And so when I'm looking at those, what do I have in common? They both have a 2x. So I factor out the 2x. Leaving 2x and then copy down the operator plus 3 equals 0. Now from there, we're going to use something called the zero product property. And the zero product property says that if you're multiplying 2 things together, so we're multiplying 2x times 2x plus 3, and we're getting back 0. The only way to get 0 is if 2x was 0 or 2x plus 3 is 0. So that would be our next step. We would say, okay, either 2x equals 0 or 2x plus 3 equals 0. Now we'll solve this one first. The 2 has no effect on the solution, but to solve for x, I could divide both sides by 2. And I get x is 0. In other words, if I was to put 0 here and here, 0 squared times 4 is 0, 6 times 0 is 0, 0 plus 0 is 0. Now over here, 2x plus 3 equals 0. I would take away 3 from both sides. Those go away. I get 2x equals negative 3, because 0 minus 3 is negative 3. Divide by 2. And I get x equals negative 3 halves. You could change that to a decimal if you want. That's negative 1.5. Or you could leave it as negative 3 halves. And so what that means is if I were to put that here and here, I'd get back 0. I'll show you. So 4x squared plus 6x. But instead of x, if I put in negative 1.5 or negative 3 halves, I get back 0. So there are 2 numbers that make this 0, one being negative 3 half, the other being 0. And then if I look at this graphically, 4x squared plus 6x, you should see that it crosses at 0 and at negative 3 halves. And it does. So I would say my solutions are x equals 0 and x equals negative 1.5.